What's up, YouTube? On this episode of Coddiwomple Overland, we're going to go to the Tin Cup Pass and see the old ghost town of St. Elmo. Coddiwomple Overland is proudly powered by Dan Cummins Off-road, home of the Lifetime powertrain. Also in part by Overland Vehicle Systems, Faster Flate, and Trail-Rated Coffee. Be sure to come out and say hi to us at the Moore Expo, April 8th through the 10th in Springfield, Missouri. If you're looking to support our channel, you can find all of our apparel at Long Creek Overland. When we left you on the last episode, we had just got back onto the blacktop on Taylor River Road and was making our way towards Tin Cup. On the way up, we just had to stop at the Taylor Park Reservoir. After stopping for a few minutes to marvel at the amazing beauty of this mountain reservoir, it was time to make our way on towards the little town of Tin Cup. The little town of Tin Cup was named after a prospector brought back his gold findings from the nearby mountains in a tin cup. The first gold was found here around 1859, but it wasn't until 1882 until Tin Cup became a town under this name. Now there's only a small store and a restaurant that's only open occasionally. There are just a handful of residents and then a lot of summertime residents that come to this area. All of the structures have been restored to their near original condition, and it's like stepping back 150 years in time here. After you leave the town of Tin Cup, the road starts to get a little bit rougher as you make your way on up toward the pass. About halfway up between Tin Cup and the pass, you're met with the beautiful sight of Mirror Lake. Past the lake, the trail continues to get rockier and a little bit steeper. Not too awful far from the top, you have an option to go left or right. Apparently right is the easier route. I guess the other way was probably the easier way.
What's the fun in that?
Yeah, this was a shortcut.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. While Kelly was beginning to question my shortcut, I continued to pick my way on up the hill.
Trying to see where the heck you're going to go.
Straight up that way.
Well, what about those big rocks right here?
Let's go over.
Let me spot you on this.
You can if you want to.
Well, no, if you need me to, yeah.
This ended up being another one of those locations where some people might say that big trucks shouldn't wheel. That's all part of the adventure for us, though.
Y'all doing all right?
Whoa.
Yep, I'm doing okay.
Yeah, Mike, I mean, you're good now, but I wouldn't get too close up behind me because I just went backwards 2 feet. I didn't want to.
Yeah, I saw that, so I'm giving you some room.
Can you see how close I am on my passenger side or no?
You got room if you keep your wheel like that to miss that rock. Kelly, did you stay on the right side or did you go up an alternate?
Busy. No, I stayed on the right side.
Okay. You got about 6 inches on your passenger right there to that rock.
Thank you.
By this point, Kelly had gotten himself into a pretty tight spot. The rock that he was trying to go over was catching his frame. He was afraid if he backed up, he would catch the end of his bed corner, and there was a rock on the passenger side too that he was trying to stay away from. It was now time for a little bit of teamwork. Back up, Kelly. Yeah, I want you to back straight up. Doing great.
How far are you thinking?
I'm thinking like 6 feet.
Oh no, I got an enormous no. No, that puts me back in the fucking ditch.
So hard driver, that way. Trust me.
A driver that
Hard
way?
driver that way.
I don't understand. Driver's that way then.
Hard passenger that way.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna try to get way up on that fucking bank.
Yeah, and then be at your back end over here.
Hey, get my slider on this, front end way the fuck up here. And
I don't think you've got enough room to do what you're wanting to do.
Oh, you don't think?
Uh-uh.
Okay.
So I think what we're gonna have to do is get your back end over here, get you climbing that, and get you climbing this. I think what happened was you had your tire in this pinch point, and that's why you're hitting your steering component. You're hitting your steering component right here. You need to have your tire here.
Yes. Yeah. Oh,
Okay. So go hard passenger, go up.
Okay. Well. Okay. So you just want driver tire.
I want
on
driver tire right here,
that? Okay.
and that puts passenger tire over there.
Yeah. That. Okay. Well, because I have a little bit of room. But before I get back into that other rock.
Yeah, you got plenty of room over here. Stop. Come driver forward. All right, now straight back. Straight back. I got you. Straight back. Straight back. You're gonna come down. You're good. I got you. Now go hard driver or hard passenger. Come this way to me. Just a little bit. Come on. You're gonna climb. You're gonna climb. Back up and a little bump. Right there, bump. Next, it was on for Mike and Laura. It was time for them to pick their way on up this little rock garden. And of course, just like always, Mike seems like it's a Sunday drive and he just crawls right on up it without any problems at all. Back up, bump just a little bit. Well, maybe one little problem. Come to me, come to me. Straight up. That was the biggest obstacle of this little shortcut, but it stayed rocky pretty much the rest of the way up.
Those shortcuts sure are interesting, aren't they?
That they are. I like them.
I'm pretty sure if we went the other way, we would have been there by now.
Make driver, you're hitting the rock. There you go, you're around it. Driver.
Yeah.
driver. Straighten it up.
If the rocks weren't enough, there's a nice little off-camber right at the top. I'm going to cut right back into it right now. We're going to level up. Now we were back on the main trail and just a little ways from the Continental Divide. At this point, the water that we were seeing was no longer going to the Pacific Ocean. From this point forward, it would be going to the Gulf of Mexico. After taking in the view and taking several pictures, it was time to make our way on off the other side and on towards St. Elmo. As we had left Tin Cup, made it across Tin Cup Pass, and now made our way into St. Elmo, it was like we had never left the 1800s. St. Elmo is said to be one of the best preserved ghost towns of the West. Its population was about 2,000 people in 1881. During the town's heyday, the neighboring Mary Murphy mine was extracting between 70 and 100 tons of silver and gold ore every day. Even through several crashes of the silver and gold booms and several fires within this town, there are still about 40 of the original structures still standing. The St. Elmo General Store is open seasonally, and I believe it's May through September. Here you can pick up souvenirs, some camping supplies, and snacks. You can also get chipmunk food. There are dozens and dozens of little chipmunks running around right in this particular area. I think they used the funds from feeding these little guys to help preserve the town. I am pretty sure about one other fact too. I think this was Deb and Laura's favorite part of the whole trip. After we pried Deb and Laura away from the chipmunks, it was time to make our way towards Canyon City, where we'd set up camp for the night. The first place that we checked out for a possible campsite was in the area of Texas Creek. After discovering that this place was completely ate up with fire ants, and the fact that the next day was going to be Saturday morning, this was a heavily used OHV area, we decided to move on and try to find a campsite somewhere else. We ended up finding a perfect spot just outside of Canyon City.
The view from my kitchen is beautiful, but the noise behind us is not. So tonight we are having kielbasa and sausage, unless them coyotes eat us first. Go coyote hunt. Should I stop cooking?
No. What noise?
That's a coyote.
Did you bring your shotgun this trip? Ask Mike if he brought his shotgun this trip. We ended up having a great meal, even with the sound of the coyotes in the background. After an amazing dinner, we sat around and watched an unbelievable sunset and got ready for the next day. Thanks again for watching Coddiwomple Overland. We would like to say a special thanks to Dan Cummins Off-road, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Please go check them out. Let us know what you think in the comments below about the trip so far. We look forward to hearing from you. Until next time, see ya.